so much, Anne-Marie.
And with this new information, Anne-Marie, concerning Tuesday's Atlanta area spa shootings, the suspect accused of killing 8 people, most of whom were of Asian descent, has officially been charged with murder and aggravated assault. Now, the rampage has sparked outrage throughout the entire Asian American community, which has seen a significant rise in racist violence throughout the coronavirus pandemic. And now, one police spokesperson involved in the case is facing criticism for his response. It comes as investigators say it is too early to tell if the attack was racially motivated. That is what officials are saying. Mark Strassman is reporting on the latest.
Robert Long's parents recognized him in these surveillance photos posted on social media and alerted deputies, who began tracking his cell phone. They forced his SUV off the highway and arrested him 150 miles south of Atlanta. But not before they say he went on a rampage at 3 different Atlanta area spas.
A white male? What is he wearing?
I don't know. Please okay.
8 people were murdered in roughly 1 hour, 6 of them Asian women.
This is still early, but he does claim that it was not racially motivated.
Officials said race did not appear to be behind the attacks.
He apparently has an issue, what he considers a sex addiction, and sees these locations as something that allows him to go to these places, and it's a temptation for him that he wanted to eliminate.
Guys, there's a video I made yesterday pointing out some BS that the Asian community was trying to do towards, blacks. And I got a few comments, people showing me, like, and telling me to look up certain videos or whatever it is, of blacks attacking Asians or whatever it is. Now, when I first heard this deputy, when I heard him talking, it didn't sound right to me. His tone of voice sounded like he knew the person, what's his name? Aaron Long. His tone of voice sounds like he knows this guy personally. He came in front of all these cameras knowing that the whole world was watching, and he literally told us what this man wanted him to tell us. Y'all just heard that. It's almost like he's defending the shooter. And this was my problem. You feel me? It's almost like he's defending the shooter, and you don't hear the Asian community talking about this. But this video clip shows you one brave Asian lady, right, who's speaking her mind about the situation. It's almost like the Asians are trying to sweep this shit under the rug because it's a white shooter. They're still trying to push the black narrative. Let's press play.
Is a sexual addiction issue rather than a racial profile.
During our interviews, we asked that specific question, and that did not appear to be the motive.
What? They asked him that question during the interview, and they just accepted the fact that he said it wasn't the motive? Sex addiction. Your wife is not going to trust you. Your partner is not going to trust you. People who have sex addictions are known for keeping multiple partners, possibly playing with yourself, too much ejaculations. But murder to get rid of the addiction or whatever man, that's complete bullshit. They are trying to make this guy look good in the public eyes, even though he just took out 8 people, 6 of them being Asians. When was the last time that somebody who had a sex addiction go and just kill 8 people? I gotta block that out before they are somebody. You get what I'm saying? When was the last time you saw somebody with a sex addiction just go outside and they murder somebody instead of just R-ing that person?
Activist and author Helen Zia said authorities are missing important context.
Hypersexualization of Asian American women is part of the racism toward Asian Americans. And to say that sexual addiction is an excuse or a reason to go on a mass killing rampage is ridiculous. He's going to take the word of a mass shooter who happens to be white against the lived experience of the Asian American community.
Zia also said Captain Jay Baker's description of the suspect's frame of mind was outrageous.
He was pretty much fed up and kind of at the end of his rope, and yesterday was a really bad day for him, and this is what he did.
I couldn't believe that a police...
All right, That guy that you guys are looking at, this particular cop right here that you're looking at, he does not screw with the Asian community. Matter of fact, it came out like last year, like around April, March, around that time frame, right? He posted on his Facebook page, right, a picture of a shirt pretty much saying that the virus, whatever it is, came from China. Once again, going at the Asian community. But where is the same energy for these folks that's coming at y'all like this? But instead, y'all want to turn all the energy and the anger towards the black community. Why not address this guy? Why I want to see one Asian lady talking, you know what I mean, coming at him? You know, the rest of y'all still going at black folks like y'all blindsided. I get it. I get it. Hey, for y'all who didn't know, right? There are some people with this sick mindset, right? They feel like an Asian man and a white woman or vice versa, that's like a power couple. So for that reason, Asians are trying their best, their hardest to be accepted as white. You know, in their eyes, whites can do no wrong. I guarantee you. Look around you. If you ever see an Asian and a white couple, they feel as though that's a power couple. They're the smartest in the world. They're this and they're that. Even with the Japanese people, the whiter or the paler skin you are, you feel me, the better it is. That's just what it is. They aim to be accepted by white. And unfortunately, a lot of people, like all corners of this globe, people are brainwashed by that concept. You feel me? Not just the Asians, a lot of people, but in this case, we're talking about Asians. You feel me? So I want to see one lady keeping the same energy. You hear me? Let's finish this shit up, man.
Captain was recounting the bad day that the killer had without a shred of empathy for the really bad day that the 8 victims and their families had, the incredible grief that the whole community is going through. And this is the kind of thing that makes people question law enforcement and whether they are really there for the people that they're supposed to be protecting.
And Mark Jones is now with more from Georgia. So, Mark, Baker is also facing criticism for a Facebook post he made last year. Tell us more about that. What did he do?
He had a post on his personal Facebook that showed some T-shirts. They were anti-Asian T-shirts that said COVID-19 virus imported from China, sort of fueling that same sentiment that former President Trump had when he was referring to the Kung flu, that many Asian Americans, of course, and lots of folks have objected to as racist too. And so all of this sort of feeds into the narrative that there are a number of insensitivities going on here, and now you have a sheriff's office investigating what many people see as a hate crime, and there may be some people in the sheriff's office who have problematic attitudes of their own. So we've got sort of multiple levels of complexity here, and none of this is particularly helpful.
Isn't that the truth? Have we heard anything from any potential witnesses?
No, not so much, Emery. I honestly think that...
Man, witnesses, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if we see some Asians actually defending this guy, trying to get him off the hook, to be honest with you.
In many instances, the best witnesses in these 3 business establishments will be the surveillance tape that's inside. I mean, almost all these places have it, and at least they have it in the lobby. And so you'll recall that it was the surveillance image from the first crime scene that the sheriff's office posted and said, "Have you seen this guy? If you have, let us know. Or if you know who this guy is, let us know." And his parents actually responded and said, "Yeah, that's our son." So I honestly think that the surveillance tape, as much as anything, may be the best witness of all. And then, of course, from what investigators say, the suspect has confessed. So it may not be all that hard to build a case against him. The question is, what charge is going to be leveled against him besides murder? Will it be a hate crime charge? And we have to that remains to be seen.
So, Mark, what more can you tell us about the victims? I note that in your evening news piece last night, you had some details on a newlywed, which was horrific. But what more do you know about some of the others?
Let me talk about the newlywed just for a second, Vlad, because this is a sort of a striking moment, too. So her name was, she's 33 years old. Delaney Ann Gonzalez was in here. As a customer, she was killed. In another room was her husband. They've been married less than a year. He was also a customer here. He was in a room with a locked door. He survived, but I mean, this woman who is his wife, who was killed, they have an 8-month-old daughter. So it's one of the many tragedies here. There are at least.
All right, guys, we're gonna leave that one there, man. You feel me? Like I said, it's a lot of BS going on in this world, man, but definitely blacks do not anti-Asian. The only thing we need to do is learn how to keep our money in our own pockets, in our own, you know what I mean, communities. Whatever your Asians got going on right now, it's the Asians community problem. Y'all got to deal with that shit, you feel me? Because whenever we stand alone all the time, you feel me? It's up to y'all. Stop trying to shine light on us for shit that we ain't even doing to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to this Asian lady, man. At least I see her, you know what I mean, aiming her words in the right direction. Not like most of y'all keep talking about, look up this video, look up that video. Man, look at what it is for what it is. Come on, man, we out of here. Oh, and before I slide, let me just tell y'all one thing, right? I forget that Asian cop name, right? He was recently convicted of murder, and I believe he murdered some black a brother. You feel me? And I saw like the whole Asian community come out to protest. Do you know why they were really protesting? They were protesting because they feel as though they're equal to white, and that Asian guy who shot the innocent black man should be let off the hook just like most white do. You feel me? That's why they were protesting. They wasn't protesting for any other reason. In the eyes of the Asian people, it's all about just like being equal to whites. You feel me? They don't want to be known as that minority or like they don't even want to be categorized like they don't want to be left out of being white. Let's put it like that. They do not want to be left out of being white. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy. It is crazy. Y'all get together to protest and feel like, oh, if a white cop can kill blacks and get off the hook, Asians should be able to do the same thing. And y'all really feel like there's nothing wrong with y'all like up there, man? You feel me? Like I said, it's not us that have the problem with y'all. We just make these videos to point out the bullshit. You know what I mean? Come on, man. Till next time.